Yeah, just another blizzardy day out there.
Since we have some wine left from the last video,
I figured for supper this evening I'm going to cook a little chicken and some wine. Right, so first of all, I did grease this a little bit with some butter just because it makes for easier cleanup. But I'm going to score these chicken breasts a little bit because I want the flavor of the wine to kind of go right in through. I'm not a chef, don't judge. There we go. Next up, start dumping the wine in. I'm not going to completely cover the chicken, but I'm going to come close. So that looks about good because obviously the heat from the oven is going to bring this amount of wine in the pan down a little bit. There we go. You can do this with pretty much anything. I'm using strawberry wine because I just bottled it and that's what I have. But you can do this with orange juice. You can do this with beer. It's really whatever kind of flavor you want in the chicken. And yay for me, there's still a little bit of leftover wine. Bit of a tight squeeze over here. The oven is right across from the bathroom. But I've got it set to about 400. I don't really do the preheat thing in an RV oven because they heat up so fast. I don't really time the food either. Just kind of go by smell and, yeah, looks, and then I know when something's done. I don't really time food. It's probably not the best thing to do, but I will say, however, that's probably going to bake 40 to 50 minutes though, somewhere in that range. And now we wait for the chicken to bake and sip on wine. Perfect! I got a spot to put my wine. I plan on making asparagus to go with the chicken as well, but that cooks really fast. I'm just going to fry it up, so I'm just going to wait for the chicken to be pretty much done and then I'll get to frying the asparagus. Okay, it's been about a half an hour, so let's just check on this chicken. We're getting really close. Lots of fat coming out here where I scored the chicken. See little pieces of fat like this. I'm just going to open this up a little more. See this? That's why we butter the sides. That'll come off nice and easy. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and douse these chicken breasts a little bit with the wine. And stick it back in the oven and probably turn the heat down a little because I've got asparagus to make. Next up is the asparagus. Hopefully you can see that. I don't like this thick, stocky part of the asparagus, so I pretty much cut it pretty much halfway. I want this half of the asparagus. That's the half I'll be frying. I don't care much for this thick, woody stuff. Don't forget to cut your elastics so they don't wind up around animal necks. Alright, I actually took the chicken out of the oven because it is pretty much looking done here. The next step, we're going to add some 3 cheese ranch. You can use any kind of salad dressing or really any kind of cream style dressing, I guess, that you like. She's steaming up. Well, that's pretty creamy. All right, next up we've got a little bit of pepper. A little bit of smoked paprika. A little bit of chipotle chili pepper. I'm just using spices that I like. You can kind of do whatever you want with this dish, really. And then we're going to do a little bit of cayenne pepper just for a bit more heat. Just a tiny little sprinkle there. And lastly, we got some Tex-Mex cheese blend. This is going to have a little bit of heat in it too, but yeah. And there we go. Final ingredient was that shredded cheese on top. It really just needs to go back into the oven for the cheese to melt. But for the meantime, I'm going to get started on the asparagus. A little bit of olive oil for the pan. Okay. We've got the oil heated enough that we're going to drop the asparagus in. Start frying that up. I also stuck the chicken back in the oven. I'm going to turn off the heat and just let it sit in there in the heat to melt the cheese. So while the asparagus is frying in the oil, I'm just going to add a little lemon juice. And I'm going to add a little Italian seasoning. And we can't forget a little black pepper. Alright, so this asparagus is done to my liking. It's not too soft, it's not too crispy, it's just, you know, Goldilocks and the three bears, just right. I'm going to shut off the heat for that. And voila, simple meal. I just got the chicken out, so we've got the chicken with the cheese and the 4 cheese ranch, 3 cheese ranch, whatever it was. Cooked in wine, smells delicious, is delicious, had it before. And then we've got the fried asparagus with the olive oil, lemon juice, Italian seasoning, and pepper. Normally I top this asparagus with Parmesan cheese and it melts nicely on top and tastes delicious, but I just realized I don't have Parm, so I'm probably going to top it with the same type of cheese I used on this chicken, because you can't have asparagus without cheese. It just, no. There we go, supper is complete. Got the asparagus, got the chicken, a little overkill on the cheese, but like I said, I didn't have any Parm, so I had to use the same Tex-Mex. Got the wine. I'm ready to have supper, so thanks for watching this video. It was kind of a short one, but I'm stuck inside again today because that's what happens when you live somewhere where you can't feel your face. 7 o'clock the next morning. That's what Blue Crasher looks like after I brushed her off twice yesterday. And, well, once last night. Yeah. I also brushed off the bar and the barbecue over there at least once yesterday, so just a little small layer of snow landed on it after that. That's not too bad. I think the snow's pretty like light and fluffy, so I should be able to drive through it today. But certainly not the warmest. It's minus 14 outside and it's only 13 in here because the fire does not last long through the night when it's this cold. And I'm just getting a fire going really good now so that this place will warm up hopefully very soon.